What is time? It seems that it cannot be explained in exactly one answer. In regard to such a topic, we must first explore different fields from different disciplines on the nature of time. Physics describes any event as a space-time point and label it with four coordinates: t, x, y, z. When t is time, the coordinate that is used to distinguish events that happen at the same place but at different times. In philosophy, although there are no definite answers to speak of, we are trying to cite the ideas proposed by philosopher John McTaggart about the A-series from one of the three series. The A-series is a necessary part of the concept of time because it involves change and direction of time. McTaggart claims that the concept of time always involves change. Otherwise, a world without change would be a world without time. But what is change? Change refers to a difference in the state of events at different points in time, like what we describe as the past, present, and future. Therefore, when we compare the fields from science and philosophy, we can see that both share the same point in common: time must involve change. Here we introduce two movies about time: Groundhog Day and Age of Tomorrow.
But the big question on everybody's lips.
Yeah, they're
Chap lips.
They're chap lips, right? Do you think Phil's gonna come out and see a shadow?
Punxsutawney Phil.
That's right, woodchuck chuckers. It's Groundhog Day! Get up and kick that hog out there!
Ooey, ooey, come here, Groundhog.
What the hell?
Excuse me, where's everybody going?
To Gobbler's Knob. It's Groundhog Day.
It's still just once a year, isn't it?
The story of Groundhog Day is about a man called Phil who is doomed to experience the repetition of the same day. The days pass endlessly into the same day until Phil discovered a purpose in life, which is to improve himself by helping as many people around the time as possible, and uses the time to learn new things. The scientific theory time loop is applied to this movie as the time and events repeat themselves as they were on the original day when the person does not change his behavior. Because of the time loop, the character has mostly been in a static state of present, without being able to jump to either past or future unless he breaks the time loop. But can we even call this certain repetitive length of time time? Let us discuss another movie, Age of Tomorrow.
What I am about to tell you sounds crazy. But you have to listen. Your very lives depend on it.
The story is about a man, Major William Cage, who was put on a combat duty for invasion of a race of aliens. During the combat, he killed an alien, Alpha, which acts as the central nerve in the alien race and was sprayed by its acidic blood. Alpha's death triggers automatic response of another alien, Omega. Omega acts as the brain in the race and has the ability of resetting time. It can memorize things happened through all the loops. Later, he finds that he inherited Omega's ability and is able to restart the date after getting killed. This ability helps them in winning the combat against the alien race. This movie is similar to Groundhog Day because time loop is also applied, but the difference between both movies is that Major William Cage has the ability to go back to the past under his own will, so whether the time changes or not depends on the free will of the character who can influence the change in the situations in different points of time. To make it simple, the character senses he is in past or present when the event changes. This conclusion is not consistent with the one of Groundhog Day at all, because all the way the character from that movie can only sense the present when he even tries to change the event but fails. With this contradiction between these two movies, we propose such question. Is it whether time exists depends on our perception of the existence of the change in it. But there is one exception, is the clockwork. We always think clock proves time is running. However, firstly, clock is a material object with physical reality, and by contrast, time is non-physical, which only exists in our mind but not in reality. So we cannot compare two things with different natures. Secondly, clock is run by motion, which is activated by spring and battery. So we cannot simply use clock to represent time. Instead, water cycle can indicate the change of time. Water is always in either form of vapor or liquid in different stages of water cycle. By involving the exchange of energy, water takes up energy and cools the environment when it evaporates, and releases energy and warms the environment when it condenses. With the application of time loop, this whole process shows the events of endless transitions from liquid to vapor and vice versa. Moreover, this involves change and direction of time because we can remember what happened before and expect what will happen. And also, this process is irreversible, like we cannot turn liquid fell from cloud back to vapor, or vapor evaporated from water bank back to liquid. Therefore, any changes in the water cycle can prove there is time. In conclusion, we think that whether time exists depends on our perception of the existence of a change in it, as proved in the water cycle. A world without any of our perception of change would be a world without time. In our opinion, time exists.